Hello, everyone! Welcome to this week's episode of Galactic Nerd Outpost. I'm your host, Joey McGee, aka Gojin the Makai Phantom, and joining me is Abyss Kaiser.
Hello there.
Cody Bratch.
What up, hoes?
And you might know him from other stuff for being actually a pretty damn good artist, Zach Cole.
Hello.
He's also a great author.
Yes. Also, I'm going to say right now, he shares a similar art style to Matt Frank, but he's better. He's better than Matt Frank. I'm going to say that.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Hey, you're better than Matt Frank because you ain't going around sharing a bunch of cringe. So, that makes you better by default. But what we're looking at today is actually a few topics. We've been gone for a bit ever since I did the response to the Main Man Stand video. But we're back. And essentially the topics we're going on today is first, Gamera Rebirth, and also a new Aliens game called Aliens: The Dark Descent. And also a new project worked on by Yoko Taro, aka the creator of Drakengard and Nier, and the creator of Soul Eater and Fire Force. What we're looking at first, of course, is
Gamera. It's very neat. He is made of turtle meat. We've been eating Gamera.
Okay. Shit, I gotta turn the volume up.
Yeah, it's like all
I gotta turn mine down.
I love this opening, honestly.
Hell yeah.
We are getting rid of those foreign subtitles that are getting away in the way of our subtitles.
Subtitles always get in the way. Dub's superior, sub's inferior.
Only here's the thing. Sub is superior for those who've actually been through the entirety of kindergarten.
Says the guy who won't read any of my books. Bitch.
Shut up, weeaboo.
Wow.
逃げた方がいいんじゃないか。このまま放っておいてか。下水道はまずいぞ。まだそれほど大きくなってないはず。
The opening looks like something.
Okay, so from this start, I want to say, I'm getting vibes of a mixture of the Godzilla anime trilogy and Godzilla Singular Point. The anime trilogy has to do with the stuff like, for example, the beginning of those people getting offed by a monster or whatever. And also the stuff like the military and all that coming in, and the city is giving me more vibes of Singular Point. And which, something that does give, which, of course, the anime trilogy stuff showing their faces probably because it's the same director. But I feel like there's also some Singular Point elements that, or I'm only getting vibes of that since Singular Point was also a kaiju anime that was, well, set in the city.
Yeah, that's probably what it is. I feel like this is more like his eye trilogy type for Gamera.
Yeah, I could definitely see that, and we'll get to more on Gamera himself when he shows up. But
Hold on. Am I the only one that thinks this could be like? I thought of Aliens at that opening right there.
yeah, I saw that.
No, I thought so too. I actually originally thought that's why Joey put the alien, the xenomorph queen in the thumbnail for this podcast, because I'm just like, he got alien vibes from it too. I had no idea that this was going to be a multi-topic podcast. That's why I originally volunteered to do it, because I'm like, ooh, a Gamera podcast. I'm for that. But then it's just like, no, we're doing multiple topics, you dumbass. And it's like, oh, whoops.
Another thing I want to say when it comes to the animation, I think it looks fine for TV show standards, but I seen someone that said it looks better than the trilogy's animation, and it's like, well,
I agree, it does.
Well, the thing is, on one hand, one's a TV show, the other's a limited run movie. So I think by default, the movie is going to look a tad bit more smoother. And of course, it's a limited run movie. So it's not going to look like something like, say, Your Name or that Lupin the Third film or that newer Studio Ghibli film. So, but by default, the trilogy is going to look a little above in that regard.
I just like it better because, well, I like that it's a bit brighter. The character designs look a tad smoother, comparatively speaking. Like, I know it's a tonal thing. Like, they were going for a more gritty look for the anime trilogy, but this just seems to work better for what it's trying to be to me, as opposed to what the anime trilogy's animation was trying to be for itself, if you ask me. I personally don't get any anime trilogy vibes from this at all, other than the fact that they're using 3D animation as opposed to 2D animation. I know it's the same company and everything, but for me personally,
no,
this just looks...
It's not Polygon.
Yes.
It's not Polygon?
It isn't?
Nope. I forgot who's doing the animation here. It's the same director, but it's not Polygon.
I'm pretty sure it is
why it's better
Polygon.
Well, there's actually some
this
very
up?
well received Polygon stuff out there, like Ajin and Nice and Sidonia.
You know, in hindsight, we probably should have done some research going into this podcast, so like we could know for sure who's doing the animation for this. You know?
Yeah. But honestly, I'd say in terms of the animation, I'd say for the trilogy, like, it might not be fair to compare to the trilogy since one's a TV show and one's a limited run movie. So judging them both off limited run movie trilogy and TV show standards, I still think even going by standards here, the trilogy still looks a bit better because I'm getting more vibes from the Ultraman
Not even
anime
close. This
CGI.
is far better.
I said something about it, like, we'll see. Let's get a better look here.
対処します。おい、誰か応答しろ。
どうかしたメガネがどこかへ。
すげえ情報があるんだ。
Can we pause
は
it
し
for a
ゃぎ
second?
すぎだろ。
Joey, pause it for a second. Someone has something to say.
I see that model right here is a big reason why I say even for movie and TV show standards, I'd still say the trilogy is a tad above that because that looks a bit off to me.
Think it looks fine.
His head though.
The duality of man.
Engi, I think is how you pronounce it, is who's animated it.
Oh.
Okay.
Alright.
But I will say, the monster stuff looks very good for TV show standards. They really put their all into it. The detail on, I think that's Jiger. Jiger.
Yeah, that's Jiger.
Yeah. He looks fucking vicious, and he never looked better in the original movie.
I was about to say, isn't that the she?
Okay, okay. The original Jiger. Let's look up the original Jiger right now. The original Jiger, honestly, looks kind of, we'll be back to this in a second, but let's look at the original Jiger in comparison to this. 1 minute. Okay, because the original Jiger, honestly, I'm going to say right now, it kind of looks like a generic dinosaur, to be frankly honest.
Really?
So basically Godzilla.
Okay.
I honestly thought that Jiger was actually a great achievement in terms of suitmation because, for one thing, she could actually walk on all fours as opposed to other suit actors who had to crawl on their back knees to get the four-legged kaiju effect.
Okay, the effect itself is kind of, I won't say great since there's still problems you could find in the suit that you won't find in the Showa era of Godzilla. Like, the face lacks a bit of the life you'd get from the Godzilla movies that came at the time, but yeah, I do agree with you on that. But I'm more so referring to a design point of view, just kind of looks like in the original a generic dinosaur.
Kind of looks like a Spinosaurus or dinosaurs that had fins like that.
Like, I don't hate the design. The design's fine, but I like let's go back to the other screen where we're looking at the show. But I like this design better. This design's more creative to me.
You know what? I think I'm gonna go ahead and give it to you. Originally, I was hoping they could make it a little bit closer to. Where'd Zach go?
He'll probably be back.
Okay, well then I guess I'll finish
there
what
he
I was
is.
gonna say. Oh, I was worried about you, man. I thought we'd lost you forever.
No, like everything went silent. I could see you guys speaking, but like I couldn't hear anything.
Oh, okay.
Abyss Kaiser must have showed up at your house and turned the lights off. He's coming for your booty hole, guys. Be careful.
Oh no.
Oh, Zach, you gotta
Stop.
get used to this. We do a little bit of trolling here. But anyways, like I was saying, originally I was
Mostly at
hoping.
Abyss Kaiser's expense.
Unfortunately.
Originally, I was kind of hoping that they would stick a little bit closer to Jiger's original design because I personally like it. But seeing what they went with here, I'm actually okay with it because it actually takes advantage of the fact that this is animation and does designs and other stuff that would be harder to do in live action with practical effects like suits. So on that level, and the fact that the design overall is actually pretty badass, I'm content with the Jiger we have here.
Yeah, it's a very sick reimagining in my opinion. I fucking love it.
It kind of reminds me of the style of Gamera the Brave.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah?
Like if I was to describe this Jiger here, it looks like they took the original Jiger and brought elements of Zetus in. Am I the only one saying that?
Zetus is how I say it. I don't know.
Okay, Zetus.
I guess I see it a little bit.
Yeah,
I mean, one thing, Zetus was actually pretty skinny and had really skinny legs and arms, and that seems to be the build that they gave Jiger here. So, in that regards, yeah, I guess I can see it a little bit.
Yeah, and honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if that was what they were going with. Like, let's say if they did what Singular Point did, because you know how Godzilla Singular Point just merged on like a bunch of older kaiju together. Like they did that. They made Salunga. They just modified Gabara. With some of Godzilla's forms, they basically threw in kaiju like Vada and Godosaurus and stuff like that.
So you're saying they're doing the same thing here with Jiger, that she's an amalgamation of herself, Zetus, and possibly even Barugun?
Yes, that's what I'm kind of thinking. I think they're kind of pulling a Singular Point there.
I can kind of see. I can also see it because of the fact that Jiger here is a very on the purple side, whereas Barugun was also very on the purple side in his movie. So I'm gonna go. Oh yeah, that's true. So yeah, maybe that's what's up with Jiger here. She's herself and Barugun and Zetus all combined into one.
Yeah, that's what I think what's going on here. And that's another reason why I kind of got the Singular Point vibes.
Ah, okay.
For sure.
Oh,
Oh, pause here. Pause. That whole sequence with Gamera and the Navy ships over the water, that felt very Heisei inspired to me, and I mean that in the best of ways.
Yeah, I was feeling that too.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
feeling that too. And yeah, I did like what I did. I guess I could kind of be a bit easier on the animation here because the animation, yeah, the action stuff and the kaijus all look very fucking good in my opinion. Very fast, very detailed, and all around just very enjoyable to look at.
And another good aspect about it is the fact that the kaiju seem to have weight to them. Like they actually feel like they're heavy, even though they're going fast. They can be fast, they can be heavy, giggity giggity, and it looks very natural.
Yeah,
as opposed to the human characters, which honestly look like they might be about to float away, which is why I wish they had gone with a singular point approach where everything else was 3D animated, whereas the human characters were 2D animated. That's what I would have preferred.
Well, me personally, I'm fine with either direction of 2D or 3D because a lot of people will bring up when it comes to 3D animation with stuff like the trilogy and all that. It's because you can see the frame rate. It's like, bro, that frame rate's been an anime. It's been animation from the very beginning too.
But just because it works for 2D animation doesn't necessarily mean it'll translate well to 3D animation.
Well, I think that's more of a preference thing than anything. Because me personally, like, I think that I'm kind of used to seeing it in 3D animation. I've seen it like a few times. When I first watched it in 3D, it's like, okay, this is weird. But after a while, it's like, nah, okay, I'm used to it now. And this is a TV show, so by default, it's like there are better looking TV shows in my opinion, including 3D ones. But this still, I think, for a TV show, does a pretty solid job overall.
I agree full-heartedly. I stand by what I said, that the animation for this show is superior to the anime trilogy's animation. I'm just saying that if it were up to me, the human characters would still be 2D, because that's also my preference, friends, personally. But I guess what you say is
2D is also your preference for women, since nobody else is touching you but Aaron.
Using my own jokes I make about you on me, huh? Get your own content, boy. But yeah, I guess what you said is true. It's a different strokes for different folks sort of thing.
I mean, Aaron's already stroking you differently.
Yay, he did his own shtick for once.
You're the equivalent of a vegan when it comes to making jokes about me. You couldn't live a goddamn second without making some kind of joke about me.
Yeah.
That shot.
So badass.
Okay, I'll take back some of what I said about it's like, I still stand by that singular, that it's kind of weird to compare the anime trilogy to this, because like I said, one's a limited run movie, the other's a TV show, so the limited run movie is going to be a bit smoother and such. But I like the lighting, how they went with on the human character here. Like, see that colors? All that colors here is really shining. It's actually very easy on the eyes, the color aspect.
All that colors is glowing.
Yeah, and also, like, you can see a lot of it. And I want to say on Gamera himself, anybody else getting the vibes of that one trailer that was shown off in 2016?
Yeah.
That's what I've been saying right from the very beginning. This is like, to me, this is that version with just a tinge of Heisei added to it in the color.
I agree. Now, let me look that up so the viewers can know what we're talking about. But that's what I kind of feel here. Like, 1 minute. Okay. Ah, shit. I went to click on that. It said Dread Central. I don't give a fuck about Dread Central.
They don't care about you either.
Okay. No, this is artwork. It's really good art, but that's not what I'm looking for in terms of the... Okay. Why is there so few stills of that Gamera? Holy shit. Okay, now here we go. Now, let me, oh, shit. Okay.
While he's looking...
So I kind of want to know, is it just going to be Gamera fighting multiple Gaios and Jaeger, or is there going to be other ones?
Even said in the trailer, Gamera versus 5 Kaiju.
And I have a suspicion on who those 5 Kaiju are going to be. Well, we already know Gaios and Jaeger, but I think the other 3 are going to be Virus, Guiron, and Zigra. I think this is going to be mostly show a love fest.
Well, here's my theory. Like, you know how we pointed out that first one was a mix of Barugan, Jigger, and Zedis. I think that they're gonna try to mix every Gamera kaiju in this by putting them together. That's what they're gonna do, I think. Like, by making every kaiju blend with something else. But yes, this is what we mean on how it looks. Like, it looks very much like that 2016 one, just with a more, I guess you could say, I don't know if ever anybody else sees this, but by the bulky look, I kind of also get vibes of Godzilla Earth with the greenish bulky look in this new one. But this is what this is what I mostly see with elements of this. That's what I see.
Yeah, I see it around the eyes.
Yeah,
especially.
exactly.
The like.
I've
layered
only seen the
black-
Heisei trilogy, so I'm like, who are y'all talking about? A couple of these characters.
Also, I want to
Yeah.
point out that Godzilla Daikaiju Battle Royale Gamera 2016. That's interesting.
Yeah,
Oh?
wait, they added him to that
Mm.
game?
I guess
Yeah,
so.
well-
You remember that? I remember that game.
Yeah,
I remember that game.
too.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
regular.
there's a sprite for him right there.
They
Yeah.
added that kaiju too.
Oh shit!
Yeah, that's the thing. I have to get back to that game. The game is pretty fun.
Yeah, it's been so long.
I'm actually friends with the guy on Facebook, the person who made it, Alex Murdoch, I believe his name is.
I actually met him,
cool.
so
Yeah, I heard he's a pretty cool guy, and my interactions with him, he's been pretty chill too.
Oh, cool.
Was he cool to you, Aaron?
yeah, he was all right.
Right on.
No, he touched Aaron's booty hole.
Hey, stop!
He liked it.
Insult somebody else. Go after Cody for once.
You go after Cody's booty hole enough.
Fucking A. Wow.
In Soviet Russia, I go after all your booty holes.
Zach, run!
I don't know. I'm kind of into it.
Oh!
Zach said it did get dark earlier. Aaron idolizes the Undertaker, so he shows up. That's how he does his rape tactics. Turns the lights off and shows up behind you like a fucking dead man.
And when he comes, his eyes turn white.
Rest in
Oh.
peace.
Leave Zach alone. He's innocent.
No, Zach said he was into it, so he's cool.
I'm an innocent little baby.
I don't believe you for 1 second.
手当てではやってられんぞ。
Hold on.
Okay,
No, but I
this
was
is cool. I didn't
Look at that
notice this on
shot.
my first viewing of the trailer. That looks awesome. Never seen
He's pulling a Goldberg.
Gamera do-
He's doing a big old military press.
Yeah, I was
want-
about to say military press.
I want to say that as much as I love Suitmation, shots like that would be harder to pull off if you were trying to use practical effects and guys in suits. Know
Well, yeah,
what I
that's
mean?
why that's why I understand why even Japan is straying away from Suitmation on bigger budgets, because it's not that Suitmation is seen as bad now, it's that since CGI is so good nowadays, they decide instead of just using it when necessary, just use it for the whole thing.
I would like a healthier balance of both because I think it can be done.
Well, I would too.
But if you want to go the easy route, I guess it's right there. Its name is
most
Aaron.
definitely. Oh yeah, most definitely. Because, like, for example, I like Attack. That's one of the things I liked about Shinji Higuchi's Attack on Titan movies. He added a blend of CGI and Suitmation there, and as a result, the effects look incredible.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, Zach, have you seen the Attack on Titan movies?
I have. I actually own both of them.
Yeah, they're
Oh,
really
cool, cool.
good. Like, generally, the only negativity I've seen towards them is a bunch of angry-ass fanboys upset that it took differences, even though those differences were by the creator of the manga, Hajime Isayama. Shinji Higuchi wanted to do something very accurate. Hajime Isayama came in and said, no, the anime show exists, let's do some changes. And you know what? He's
Oh,
fucking
good.
right. And what's with these fucking
Cool.
weird-ass weeaboos that just want to watch the same story over and over again? Why not want differences? Why does it have to be shot for shot?
I'm cool
Well-
with this. I'm iffy on those movies, but I do agree they look incredible.
Oh yeah, they do. They do.
波の危険手当てではやってられんぞ。
Oh, this is so badass.
Can we go back to that part where it was showed the Gaios?
Okay.
So I'm trying to get a good look.
Yep. There. Let me try pausing it. Yep.
There it is.
Okay, that looks a lot like the Heisei Gyaos.
Yeah.
Our friend Keyshawn pointed out that with the color of it, it kind of looks a little bit like a Fire Rodan.
Yeah, I see that too. So maybe when it comes to these kaiju, maybe they're also adding inspiration from other iconic monsters into them. Though obviously, legally, it can't be Rodan. But...
That's not what I think. I think that they're choosing some intentionally brighter colors to try to make them pop more against the background. Maybe that's what I think it might be.
Yeah. Have you seen the Bandai figure for it?
Yeah, I have.
It's like an orangish color.
Right. But I think it works for the Gauss in here. What do you think, Zach?
I think so too. After seeing the Bandai figure, I want to see more of it in the animation before I can really do anything. But the Bandai figure looks nice.
That's fair. And I have a question for all you guys. A lot of people, including Keyshawn, have said that they want Gaios's wings to be more triangular and look more similar to the original Showa wings as opposed to the more bat-like wings that they've been giving Gaios since the Heisei era. What do you all think about that? What's your preference for the wings, or do you not care?
I don't really give a shit, to be honest, as long as it looks good.
Yeah, I'm with the Kaiser here.
I'm cool with it.
My opinion is, basically do what works so long as it's good. I agree.
Yeah. It's basically the same way I feel about whether Godzilla should be heroic, evil, or just a guardian like force of nature. It depends on the execution. That's what it's always about. It's about the execution, not simply the concept.
Right. Oh, I just want to point out something. Aaron, you know how earlier you said that Gamera military pressing Jiger looked a lot like what looked like something from a Goldberg match?
Yeah.
You
could say anything in general for a powerhouse, but yeah, I think we're going to typically think of people like Goldberg.
Yeah, I know. I just wanted to point out that during and a little bit after that shot, the musical score for the trailer sounded almost a little bit like Goldberg's entrance music. So I thought that was kind of amusing.
Yeah.
I just wanted to also add that the music for this trailer has been fan-fucking-tastic, too.
Oh, I agree. I hope they used it in the show.
Probably will.
It's supposed to be the
Now, in terms of the music...
That's probably about him to shoot off. What was that thing he killed Legion with? What's the attack of that? Where it's like basically his
beam or something like that.
The Mana Blast.
Yes.
Why do I have a feeling that's either him or do that right there?
That would be interesting to see.
I don't think that's what it's going to be. I think it's just going to be one of his fireballs. They might save something like that for the final episode, because I think that in terms of this trailer, they're using shot from maybe the first episode and possibly the second episode at most. I think that's what it's mostly regulated to for this trailer. Shot from the first and second episode.
My thoughts on it are Jiger is the first episode.
Right.
And Gauss shows up.
Probably.
And then, another kaiju shows up and another kaiju shows up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I could definitely see that.
I honestly think that the Gaios might be the last kaiju. I'm not entirely sure. They might use kaiju as the big bad boss, but we'll see.
Now, in terms of music, something about it gives me vibes of Takamatsu's score and Ultraman the Next. It has that very upbeat / metal guitar riff that gave off a similar vibe in that particular movie. I'm not sure how many of you watched it outside of me and Cody, but that's the vibes I'm getting. I don't know if they got Takamatsu to do the score, or did the person just do a musical score that sounds similar to the riffs he gave for that film.
I'd have to watch the next again to say yes or no on that.
I watched it again somewhat recently alongside Nexus since I've recently bought the DVD. The movie and the TV show are still fucking incredible. Still some of the best the Ultra series has to offer, in my opinion. And not just because they're targeting adults, but because they're targeting adults and not just because they're targeting adults, but because they took that concept of targeting Ultraman mainly towards adults and making it fucking good.
Oh, I have the name of the composer for the Gamera Rebirth show here if you want me to say.
Yes,
it's a Tsuchi Kariyama.
His name sounds familiar, but not sure where.
Oh, I also want to bring up something. One of the last shots. Okay, it was they started the shot and then they played 2 shots in between its conclusion, where Gamera's getting ready to shoot his fireball. It looked to me like something directly taken from that same 2016 proof of concept trailer that we were talking about. The one that we said this Gamera looks similar to. Honestly, except for the fact that it's animated, it almost looks like it was taken almost directly from that proof of concept trailer. You all know the shot I was referring to?
Yeah, you know what? While I'm thinking about it, the Gauss seem very similar to that too.
Yeah, like even with how they're flying, their gesture just seems to give off a very similar vibe to it, and that's something I kind of been thinking about. Like everyone was excited for that trailer, so I think I think the people who they got to animate this, they were like, that movie never got to see the light of day, so let's bring it to life in an animated TV show.
I don't think they're taking the concept that the movie was going to be like verbatim, but they're probably taking the elements they found best worked for that and the ones that people talked about the most from that trailer and are applying them to this show.
Excuse me.
Nice.
There is no excuse for you.
Do you think they'll bring in that new kaiju that they showed?
I honestly don't think so. I think that's going to be one of the few things that they left out for the show.
That'd be cool.
From that trailer. Oh, I agree full-heartedly. I would not be opposed to them bringing it in. I just don't know if they will, because I stand by what I said earlier about this being mostly a Showa Kaiju love fest.
I mean, yeah, I can see that.
You know what else is a Kaiju love fest? When Abyss Kaiser's at your house, Cody.
Oh, gosh. Did you really have to talk over Zach for that stupid-ass joke, you bitch?
Like, as much as I'd love to see more kaiju return, I like seeing new kaiju.
I do too. I like seeing a mix of new and old is something I always love. Like, that's one thing that I like about Ultraman stuff. Like, you get a new kaiju that would show up, sometimes in new form, alongside getting something entirely different. But
for me, it all depends on the execution. If they do new kaiju and they do them well, then I'm cool with them. If they do old kaiju and they do them well, then I'm cool with them.
Oh, I can agree with you completely.
Yeah.
I can agree with you wholeheartedly on that. Like, for example, Godzilla King of the Monsters is all original kaiju, and they did them well, opposed to, well, you also have the other kaiju, but they were just extra.
I was about to say, it's more like both.
Yeah,
Right?
but I'm talking about the main kaiju, like the ones who are doing the fighting. The others are basically just cameos, and I like them opposed to the Mutos and the previous movie. And the Mutos are okay and all, but kind of generic,
okay,
to be honest. Yeah, but
they're just big bugs.
Yeah, but let's take a look at.
They like to incest.
Did you just say you like to incest?
I said that they like to incest, not I like to. Dumbass.
We heard what Abyss Kaiser said. He's coming out. He's coming out about what's going on.
It would explain that why you're fucking retarded, though.
Well, here's the thing. I'm not your fucking offspring, so your incest has nothing to do with me.
I know! That's why you're so goddamn retarded.
But here's the thing. There is some
children.
There is some Monster Arts figures that has been released, that has been showed off, and this looks awesome. Look at that.
Oh, that's badass.
Too bad that's probably going to be expensive as shit.
Hey,
yeah, unfortunately.
The Iris figure for on Big Bad Toy Stores over like $300 fucking dollars. Like fuck that.
I'm saving
Yeah.
up for that shit.
Gamera,
This, like, look at that pose. It really shows off the color scheme too. And see, here's what I'm getting on about the Godzilla Earth stuff, Cody. The color scheme. The color scheme has a very similar green to how Godzilla Earth did, and even in the face, you have these very similar bumps to Godzilla Earth's face. Like, it's very minor detail, but I still feel like that he added some of that in here, along with the 2016 Gamera and the Heisei one.
Calling it right now. The Mana Blast or whatever you use to kill Legion, that's probably hinting at he's going to do that
Blast.
Eventually.
Yeah.
that'd be cool. See some of his old powers return would be cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Which
maybe
reminds me, go ahead, Sec.
I feel like that's. I don't know. I don't care for that power, I guess.
Oh, you don't care for the Mana Blast?
I mean, as a last resort, I suppose I can see it. But I don't know. I just thought it was a weird thing.
Also, I'm gonna say right now, when Gamera has his head into his shell, it's basically Abyss Kaiser's dick 24/7.
Oh my god. Oh, if you notice, the shell is a lot thicker than what it has been in the past too. It seems to be taking that quality from the 2016 proof of concept trailer as well, giving Gamera a thicker back shell.
Yes.
But
And
at the same time, you also see that it retains the ability for his arms to turn into flippers, like from the Heisei era.
Yes,
which I
yes.
love.
And I'll say,
Hell
so,
yeah.
what's funny is Gamera started off as a more silly-looking kaiju, but then in the Heisei era, he's got this very edgy design, and that's why I see Gamera 4. He looks edgy, and that's what I love. And
That's the 90s for you. Everything had to be extreme.
yeah, and look at that.
Did you
This
guys notice
idea
that
by-
he's got jets coming out of his flippers?
Oh, really?
Yeah, in the trailer, there's jet streams coming out of his flippers.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Nice detail. Nice attention to detail on that.
Yeah, most
Yeah.
definitely. You see, I need to get caught up on. I need to get some Monster Arts Gamera stuff because I do have some Gamera figures in my collection. I've got a Rebel Tech 94 Gamera. I got a Rebel Tech Showa Gyaos. I want to get some Monster Arts stuff because here's the thing: that 90s trilogy, The Brave, are all fucking incredible, and there are some solid Showa films too. So yeah, I want to get some more Gamera stuff in my collection because I am a massive Gamera fan. It's just when you watch the show and movies, while I can enjoy them for what they are, mostly anyway, and there are some that I do think are genuinely good, like Barugan. Since those are the majority of the franchise, the Showa era, you often forget how fucking incredible the 90s films and The Brave are.
Right?
Look
Yeah,
at this.
I've had some monsters in my days, but I've gotten rid of most of them. This one makes me
Yeah.
kind of
Really?
want to get it.
Oh.
Yeah, I got rid of my Monster Arts because mostly I just got out of articulated figures, and I've been collecting the D for real figures,
I
Gotcha.
can kind of.
which are more expensive. I have a bunch of them sitting right here, honestly.
Makes sense.
I can
I got
show 'em.
some X Plus in my collection. I don't have any Def or Real, but I do have some X
Ooh.
Plus.
Oh,
I only got
like-
2 X Plus figures, but I'm trying to get more.
Me,
I have
too.
only one.
So good.
But
I
that's
have
the thing,
only
I need
one
to say-
SH Monster Arts figure, and it was the first one that came out, the original Heisei Godzilla figure. I still have that one, but that's the only one I got because, well, my wallet died after I bought it.
Yeah, I got that for Christmas when it first came out, and I had a bunch, but I got rid of them all.
Okay.
Right on. Oh,
Yeah,
and I guess go ahead.
I'm just going with what I want to collect anymore, and which is these D for real figures. They're small, but they still got so much detail, and
Right
they
on.
take up so much less space. It's nice. I don't have a lot of space anymore.
I've been kind of wanting to get the Spirit Arts, I think, Iris figure, and then of course SH Monster Arts, but I gotta save up some money for that fucker. $300, good god.
Yeah, that's crazy for
Like, they're literally the same price. Like, oh my god.
They're probably the same size too.
Maybe, I don't know.
Did you see? So Wonderfest happened not long ago, and they had a Legion art spirits, and it looks pretty freaking cool.
That I have not seen, but I'll have to look that up.
Hey, I can send you a picture of it real quick. Hang on, let me see if I can find it.
Okay, looking forward to it.
Wait, which?
I've only seen the Heisei trilogy. I need to watch need to rewatch that and watch all the other movies.
The original Gamera Showa series is admittedly not that great, but I think that the first 3 movies at the most are at least 2 steps above decent.
I'd say the first movie, it's the first movie's like a 6 out of 10. There's more positive to say about it than negative, but overall it's still nothing special. Barugan's I'd say is like a 7. A lot of Barugan's case, it feels like one of the Showa Godzilla movies by Ishiro Honda, and that's one of the reasons it's so good in my opinion. Gyaos, I'd say it's a little below Barugan's, but overall still solid for what it is, and then it kind of goes downhill. They're still fun for a while, but not exactly great.
Fair assessment. I agree.
Yeah. I don't want to say they're terrible as the other ones are, but with the exception of some entries, but
Super Monster.
Super Monster.
Zigra.
Yeah, I like Zegra. But
You
Zegra
only
is
like it because there's Japanese girls in bikinis in that one.
I'd be lying if I said that wasn't a part of the reason.
All right, send it to you.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm not a big fan of the Showa movies. They do have some fun moments at some points, but when you see what the Showa series is, and then you compare it to the Heisei trilogy and even the Brave, it's just like on a whole nother level. It's like a ladder.
I need to still see. I'm probably going to go back and rewatch the Gamera Heisei stuff first before I even look at all of that stuff first. So.
Go for it. Watch the Brave too. The Brave is fucking incredible in my opinion.
Yeah,
like
I'll watch that for sure.
The Brave feels like they took elements of the Showa era, elements from the Heisei era, and merged it with Studio Ghibli type films like Ponyo, and that's one of the reasons it's good. It manages to have some really exciting action, some dark moments, while also being heartwarming and sweet. It does being kid friendly better than the Showa era, in my opinion.
Oh, I agree full-heartedly. And I will also say something on that similar note. When it comes to Gamera Rebirth here, it seems like to me, this show is taking everything about what Gamera has been in the past and is trying to mix it together in a blend that honestly works. Because, like we already said, the design is basically the 2016 proof of concept with the Heisei design. And they're also bringing in the kids, but from a more mature standpoint, like what the Brave did. So it's paying while also paying homage to the Showa era in that example. And if I'm right, and this is a mostly Showa era Gamera Kaiju, then yeah, it seems like it's taking all of that and mixing it together and putting up something that feels unique in terms of Gamera media.
Yeah, most definitely.
Having said that, though, I can't help but find its similarities to other media. I've said this on my Facebook, I've said this in the Discord, but it bears repeating for the people listening to the podcast to hear. Like from the way the first opening shot is of something trying to escape a laboratory after causing havoc, and then with the kids like going out and getting caught up in the middle of this big government operation that involves Gamera. To me, this basically feels like Stranger Things, but with kaiju and Gamera in place of 11.
Yeah, I can see that. I can totally see that. I got recall.
And I mean,
finish.
I mean that in the best of the ways because I'm making no secret that I love Stranger Things. It's my favorite TV show. And just to see something else I love doing its own take on something else I love, I'm just like, yeah, give me more of that.
Yeah, I gotta get caught on Stranger Things because I remember the first season being really good, but I haven't seen the others, so like that's something I gotta fix. I did really like the first season.
I highly recommend it. In fact, after you do get caught up on all of it, how about you and I do a podcast where we talk about it together?
I'd be down for that.
Cool.
When does the next season come out?
The next season will start filming in May of this year, and most people are thinking it'll be released either early or mid next year, 2024.
Speaking of Stranger Things, did you know that actually took inspiration from the series Elfen Lied? Not sure if you... Oh, wait, you know what Elfen Lied is. I know you do, Cody.
No.
Yeah,
Yep.
I know.
Yeah.
I definitely see...
Yeah, that actually took inspiration from Elfen Lied.
And
Really?
of course you took the time to point that out because fucking weeb.
Goddamn weeaboo.
Oh,
Same.
Jeez, why don't you tell us more about how Star Wars was inspired by the Hidden Fortress?
It
Golly
was!
G. Wilkers.
The entire story of the first movie and elements of the others was the basis of the Hidden Fortress brought into a Flash Gordon setting.
Flash. Hey, my dog's name is Flash.
But did you guys say everything you wanted to about the new Gamera thing?
I will just say this. Oh, I guess before I give my final thoughts, I also want to say I find it weird that we're getting this animated Gamera show, considering when I first got on the internet back in 2005 or 2006, there had been rumors on the internet then that we were going to get a Gamera animated series then that was going to air on Cartoon Network. So,
yep, I remember.
Nothing ever came from that. And I guess it was just bullshit rumors, but it would have been interesting to see that version if it was actually going to be a thing. But I think that what we got here is still going to be awesome. Before I give my final thoughts, I'll leave it to everyone else to say what's on their mind if they have anything.
Anybody before I say anything?
No, I'm good.
I think it looks awesome, and I can't wait for it.
Yeah, I agree. I think it looks really good. Animation for TV show standards, pretty good. I'm definitely interested in seeing it. I love the new designs of the kaiju, and as a whole, I think there's lots of potential here. Like, some people are like, oh, this is directed by the person who did the anime trilogy. It's gonna suck. Well, first of all, I actually like the anime trilogy for what it did, but
it's crap.
But even if you dislike the anime trilogy, that doesn't describe the entirety of his work. Like, for example, Gino Ibuchi was the writer of the anime trilogy. Most of Gino Ibuchi's work is highly fucking praised. People love Gino Ibuchi. He wrote Kamen Rider Gaim, considered one of the best writer shows. He wrote Psycho Pass, a show that's highly praised. The first season and the movies, but those were by him. Huh?
I like Psycho Pass.
Yeah, Gino Ibuchi wrote that, Kamen Rider Gaim, and multiple other stuff. Gino Ibuchi, Fate Zero as well. Gino Ibuchi, a very highly acclaimed director. Even if you disliked the trilogy, that's one thing you did not like by this guy. Give something else a chance.
I will say, yeah, it's true that any artist has the ability to make a good product, but conversely, they also have the ability to make a bad product. But I will admit, I am only slightly worried because the showrunner, director, whoever this is that worked on the anime trilogy is also the same one who did that interview where he's basically like, we don't care about the criticism. We're not going to take it at face value by basically saying we welcome getting bashed by old Godzilla fans because that means we created something new. Basically being a little too dismissive because something new doesn't automatically mean good because, yeah, I don't care for that kind of attitude, that sort of holier than thou bullshit.
Honestly, I kind of respect it because on one hand, like when you're an artist, I'm all for creative expression. I'm all for creative expression. Like, for example, like there's valid criticisms to throw at the trilogy, but a lot of the criticisms people give are simply stuff they didn't like about the concept, like it being heavy dialogue focused and a space opera. Like, for example, when they go on about the fights between Ghidorah and Mechagodzilla City, they weren't making an action movie. Their goal with the trilogy wasn't to make action films, and that's perfectly fine by me. One of the things I love about Godzilla is there's so much variety in the franchise. There's something for basically every mood of mine. Like, I want something a little darker, there's Gojira. I want something a little brighter, a little more lighthearted, there's something like Final Wars. If I want or if I want something that's a little bit more lighthearted, there's something like the 70s movies. If I want something more balls to the walls, there's Final Wars. I want something that's more in the middle ground, there's the majority of the Heisei era, and so on and so on. There's so much variety, and that's one of the things I dig about it. And the trilogy basically rebooted the franchise while reimagining aspects, and I'm all for that. Now, genuine criticism, like actual criticisms on the quality, then yeah, you shouldn't dismiss that. But criticisms towards the direction they took, yeah, I can kind of respect that direction, because if I was an artist, I would do whatever I wanted with what I was making.
Doing whatever you want doesn't automatically make it good.
Doesn't make it bad either. It depends
Fair
on
enough.
the execution.
That's a good point. But I guess I'll give my closing thoughts. I keep falling into this little trap of mine where I keep on thinking about what I think the ultimate kaiju animated TV series is going to be. And admittedly, because of that, it's hindered my liking of products in the past. So I'm going to try my best not to do that anymore and try to accept material for what it is. Having said all that, this here still looks really good to me, despite anything I might have said about the showrunner or any small bad takeaways there might be. I think overall, it looks to me, based on this trailer, that we're going to get a good product. So color me hyped for this. It looks like it's going to be awesome.
Oh yeah, like that's another reason why I think that you have nothing to worry about, because this one seems to be catering more it seems to be catering more towards the general fan base, like than the trilogy was. So I don't think you have anything to worry about, at least in terms of how it's advertised is concerned.
Right on.
But
Yeah,
that said, finish?
Sorry.
No. Go on. More words, the
There's-
better. That's the podcast,
Yeah,
bro.
There seems to be more action in this one than there was in the trilogy as well, which is nice to see.
Yeah, exactly. Like, this is more catering towards the typical community, while the trilogy was like, okay, let's take these iconic aspects of Godzilla and reimagine them in a different way. And frankly, I appreciate what they did. I love Void Ghidorah. Mechagodzilla City, while is disappointing when you compare it to Mechagodzilla itself, it's a good idea when you look at it for what it is, and I like the execution of it. But I appreciate that this one's going more action-oriented. So, yeah.
Yeah, the trilogy, I don't know how I feel about it, really. I think I like it in a way, but I also don't in another way.
Understandable. I think it's good, but I think in terms of
It sucks.
anime Godzilla, I think Singular Point is better, in my opinion.
Oh, Singular Point is way better.
It
Way
is.
better.
I liked it a lot.
Yeah, I love Singular Point. Singular Point basically felt like the entirety of the Showa era of Godzilla got the Shin treatment.
Yet they did. The science aspect of it was a little confusing.
Well, basically, the science aspect, there was a lot. If I was to describe Godzilla Singular Point, since it was written by a person who does a lot of scientific stuff, you basically have to watch it multiple times and pay close attention to grab every detail, which I'm not completely against that, because it does add more rewatch value. And as a result, the more you watch it, the more you kind of appreciate it, because you do grab more things.
I got a question for you, Joey. What about those viewers who, when the first time they watched it, the scientific stuff didn't do anything for them, and thus they decided they didn't want to come back and rewatch it, and they feel it doesn't have that much rewatch value?
That's perfectly fine. Like, basically, when it comes to art, different styles and different genres exist for a reason. There's stuff that you'll like and stuff that you won't. That's why, for example, when I do reviews, I try to be as objective as possible. And objective doesn't mean factual. Objective just means looking at stuff outside of your preference and seeing how it is on the conditions. I think when it comes to the art of that, I tried to look at it from what the artist was going for, or at least what I think the artist was going for, and judge it off those merits.
Right on, that's fair.
But that said, let's move on to the next topic.
Nuh-uh. With that said, I'm gonna head out because I was only here for the Gamera shit. Y'all do y'all have a great time doing the rest of this. You guys are awesome. I'm glad to have you as friends. This was fun talking with you all about this. Oh, and everyone, Zach Cole's open for art commissions, and he's really damn good. Speaking of someone who's gotten commissions from him too, and he's also a damn good writer. So check out his stuff, whether he's been published by Wild Hunt Press or elsewhere. Yes, I'm shilling for a friend. Shut up.
Ain't you gonna shill for Abyss Kaiser's prostitution next? He's going 50% off.
I was just getting to that. Why don't you stop interrupting me and let me say? Abyss Kaiser is Abyss Kaiser is a damn good hoe. He sucky for $3. Oh, and Joey, he don't make anything good. Fuck that guy. With all that said, y'all stay awesome, fam.
Nope. You too, man. Thank you.
No problem.
Oh god, I hate
That's what you get for always insulting me.
Let me skip this shitty ad!
I'll be
Without
right
breaking
back.
stride, hello, and welcome to this exclusive first look at Aliens Dark Descent.
There we go.
In this short preview, we reveal what kind of experience awaits you. Dark Descent is a real-time
Abyss, was that you screaming like a bitch?
Yes.
squad-based tactical action game. You are the commander. Marines are your weapon. You are tasked with investigating a sinister uprising that caused a vicious xenomorph outbreak on the moon. Your squad is controlled fluidly and intuitively as one unit, where any command you issue is automatically dispatched to the Marines best equipped for the task. Whether you're using mouse and keyboard or a controller, we want you to be fully immersed in the world and the iconic Aliens experience.
You know what to do.
Lead strategically. Enter combat without breaking stride, slowing down time at the...
Okay, so I'll be honest, I have not played much strategy games in my life. The only one that's completely on my mind right now, outside of maybe some mobile games before, is probably Halo Wars. But that's because I'm a massive Halo fan, and I was playing every single Halo game. And I mostly played Halo Wars for the story. But and this definitely feels a lot like it. I do want to try out more strategy games, but I'll be honest, I'm not too huge on the style. But I am willing to give this a try. The graphics definitely are pretty good, though.
I'm on the fence about it. I'm more of an FPS person, I guess.
Me too.
And I played Gears Tactics, which was kind of fun. So I might try this one out. I don't know yet.
I might try it out for mostly the story and gameplay second, because that's what I turned in for Halo Wars for, was the story first, gameplay secondary, because the story was good. The gameplay in Halo Wars, I'd say, was pretty solid for what it was too, but still, I'm not too much of a strategy game guy, but I am willing to try more out in the future, especially since I'll be going in for stuff like stories, because the story definitely looks intriguing here.
Yeah, I think I've played a little bit of Halo Wars, but not a lot.
It's enjoyable, but the best thing about it, at least in my opinion, is the story.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say if you
touch of a
finish,
just play Halo Age of Empires if you want like something really good from something like Halo Wars.
Yeah.
Button. Just enough to distribute tactical orders with military precision.
I will say a thing that I am kind of noticing when it comes to strategy games is I don't know. You're kind of like, again, I'm probably bullshitting here. Like, I probably am wrong. I probably just need to play more of them. So please don't take this statement to heart. But by looking at them, they all seem like they play very, very similar. Like, you just do the same thing. You send people out. I don't really know how you can make those feel too much different from the other. I'm sure they do, but as someone who only played a little bit of strategy and am seeing clips like this right here, it just looks like Halo Wars with a different skin, while something like an FPS game, for example, like, there's multiple different approaches that you can do with that makes it feel overall different. Like, for example, Alien vs. Predator, those games feel completely different than something like Halo or Call of Duty, based on, for example, of how you have to use your strategy, the mechanics are given, and the like. But what type of different mechanics can you really use in a strategy game other than just sending stuff out? Because that's what you do in strategy games. You make orders and send stuff out.
Yeah, I don't know.
But maybe that's not a good take. Maybe it's just a very ignorant take of mine, as maybe I just need to play more strategy games, but this is just coming from an outsider who's observed them. I'm willing to give more a shot.
Well, if you go between Halo Wars and like Gears Tactics, they're actually pretty different.
Okay, good. Thank you for letting me know on that, because I figured that was probably not the most educated take. Just, I guess visually they just don't look much different, but the feel, I'm sure they do.
Yeah, definitely the feel. They can feel a lot different. I don't know how to describe it though.
Understandable.
But yeah, they're pretty different.
Good.
Tread carefully, though, because death is permanent in Dark Descent, and losing a Marine in combat is irreversible.
Oh, so this is like something like
Forge
FCOM
unique
or
paths
something.
for survival.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what a strategy game is.
Explore large open levels to complete story missions and side objectives.
Come out friendly like, yeah. Don't shoot!
Level up your loyal Marines with special abilities, perks, and gear, and customize the squad composition to optimize each run.
Yeah, this is similar to Gears.
At Tindalos,
This is very similar to Gears Tactics.
Yeah. I still have to play Gears Tactics. I played the other Gears of War games years back, and I still own them, and they were really fucking good, but that's one of them I haven't touched. But I do want to play all of them at some point, since I absolutely loved Gears of War.
Gears of War is one of my favorite franchises.
I remember feeling the same way. I almost bought the figures from NECA once.
Yeah, I don't have... Well, I have Storm Collectibles Marcus.
Well, that's probably really good.
we're
'cause Storm
extremely
Collectible figures are
excited
pretty
to bring
great.
this game to all fans of the
Yeah.
legendary Aliens license, and to all the real-time action strategy fans.
June 20th.
Hey, my birthday.
Hey.
I'll be looking to give it a shot. Like, I'm not huge on strategy games, but I'd be willing to try out more, because as of late years, I've been wanting to play more. Been wanting to up my variety in gaming, because movies, I'm pretty much willing to watch anything. In video games, I'm wanting to learn to play more too. Like, lately, I've been getting more into RPGs with stuff like Nier, Skyrim, Dark Souls, and stuff like that. And, of course, hack and slash, which Nier also falls into. Devil May Cry, Kamen Rider Memory of Heroes, and I've always had a thing for fighting games and shooters, so yeah.
I actually been playing Devil May Cry again recently. The first one.
I'm very glad that I purchased that HD collection, because that shit was fucking good.
That's what I got it. I just fought the Griffin for the first time. Where
Yeah, the HD collection was fucking fire. I still got. I'll have to replay them before I buy 5 though, because I like because it has been a while.
Make sure you get the Virgil DLC when you get it.
Well, I'll be getting the Xbox Series X version, which comes with the DLC.
Good.
Um,
He's always the funnest parts of these games. What are you saying, Zach?
I asked, you guys have a Series X?
Yeah.
I have a Series X. That's just fucking good.
But I almost never touch it though.
I own all consoles. I own all
You wanna
current gen
gift it to
consoles
me?
because I
No,
like
just
to
kidding.
be able to play whatever I want. Sometimes
Same,
Tony-
but I mostly touch my PC.
No, you mostly touch your 2 inches.
I have a Series S right now.
I have a
was cheap
Series
to
S
get.
and a Series X. That's because Series S I ended up getting for Christmas one year, and then the Series X, the Series S I still use for stuff like Game Pass games and such, but the Series X I use because it's more powerful and it runs physical copies. And I like
No,
physical.
you use it because you gotta touch your 1 incher.
I've transitioned to digital games lately, so
For me,
I mean, that's where it's all going anyway. So yeah.
Yeah.
For me, I'm sticking with physical until they possibly drop physical someday. I don't think they will. I think, like movies and TV shows, they might just lower the physical copies for collector's editions. And if they do that, I'll be sticking to that too because I like to actually own something.
At this rate, I'm probably only going to ever buy like physical copies of games if it's something I like really want to own a physical copy of, or it's like it has to be like a collector's edition or some shit.
That's
what I
fine.
did with Elden Ring.
That's fine. Like for me, physical is gonna be what I go with. Unless I have to go digital, that's basically it. And that's the same way when it comes to movies and TV shows. Like, for example, digital for me is most good for streaming services like Amazon, Netflix, Game Pass, and all that.
Okay. I get that.
But in terms of this game, the most appealing aspect of it, I think, is visually and the story. I might like the gameplay more when I play it, but that's what caught my attention most is those aspects.
Yeah. Still, in terms of Alien games, I still prefer Fireteam Elite, honestly.
I still gotta buy that one but I also want to play. I own Alien Isolation, but I haven't touched it yet. I haven't played it yet, but I do want to. Well, I played bits of it, but I haven't played the entirety of it. Alien vs Predator 2010, that was fucking fire.
That's good.
Yeah.
Aliens Colonial Marines is the best Aliens game.
I actually don't think it looks bad. It looks flawed, but it looks fun but flawed.
I remember a fun time with it. Yes, it was a little janky, but it could have been just because of nostalgia reasons.
But the thing is, I always thought it looked fun. I never touched it in my life, but I want to play it. Like, I know from watching it, it's obviously not
like you never touched a pussy.
And you have? The only pussy you touched is your own.
You like projecting, don't you?
Okay. What? Y'all got any more to say about that Alien Dark Descent?
Not really. I mean, it looks interesting in a way, but I don't.
It's
I don't
just
know.
XCOM Enemy Unknown, but skinned with aliens. Changed my mind.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, basically.
I already know someone's gonna try to say, "No, it's not," or something in the comments.
It's not. It's different. Come on.
Pretty much.
But next work we're looking at is a animated TV show by both Yoko Taro, and I forgot the guy's name who did Soul Eater and Fire Force, but they've actually joined forces to make a TV show. And I like Fire Force and I like Soul Eater, but what I'm most hyped about is the fact that Yoko Taro's involved with this because I played Nier Automata lately. And the game was fucking incredible. So I'm looking to try to see how this goes, especially since I think this is Yoko Taro's first TV show. And it also is interesting that he's working together with him. And this is my first time going to be watching the trailer too, so let's give it a look.
I've not.
My ears!
Huh, Zach?
I haven't seen anything about this either. I like Soul Eater. I've not seen Fire Force. I didn't know it was connected to Soul Eater.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
My ears!
Hiroyuki Shishida's involved with this. I know that name. Let me see. I think that might be the director of the Godzilla anime trilogy and the new Gamera anime series. Let me see.
There's got to be at least one character with sharp teeth.
Yeah.
That's what it seems like with these characters, with the Soul Eater creator.
Yeah. Okay.
I do like that it's got that sort of Soul Eater vibe to it.
Oh, I do too. And also the colors really do pop.
Oh yeah.
And I think that is a part of what's his name? I think that's a part of that one guy, Yoko Taro, having parts in it, because one of the aspects of Nier and from what I heard Drakengard is how gorgeously stunning the world is.
Yeah.
Generally with its
Yeah.
colorful aspect. And yep, I was right. That's him. That's him. He's involved with this too.
Oh. I haven't seen Blame.
Blame's pretty good. I've seen that before. I think a lot of people also like Blame. So see, like here's the thing: like even people who don't like the anime trilogy, this guy does have works under his belt people like Blame, Knights of Sidonia, and
Ooh, I know Knights of Sidonia.
Yep, Ajin as well. People also like Ajin. So yeah.
Those are a couple.
Oh, he was involved with Halo Legends. Huh. That was a pretty good anthology.
Yeah, it's fun.
But let's go back to the trailer. But yeah, I'm definitely already starting to see a mix of every creator here, with the CG art style being similar to what Hiroyuki normally Yoko Taro. Oh, that was short. Didn't really tell us much, but judging visually off what we see, I think there is potential, mainly because I do like Hiroyuki Shishida, I believe his name is. I also like Yoko Taro quite a bit. Nier Automata is one of the greatest games I've ever played. And also I like Soul Eater and stuff like that. This doesn't really tell me that much. Let's see if there's any more about this that we can read about, because
yeah, it doesn't tell us the story or anything about it.
Yeah. So let's. Kamiya Rabi. Okay. Because that's obviously just a teaser. Okay. Yoko Taro wrote the original draft for new anime, Kamirayabi, or however the hell it's fucking pronounced. Video game developer Yoko Taro announced his involvement in a new animated series titled Kamiya Rabi. 1 minute, it was cut away from me. Video game developer Yoko Taro. Oh, stop getting in my fucking way! This stuffing in these fucking stuff. The show was announced.
That's what she said.
The show was announced through a teaser trailer released by Fuji TV. In addition to having Yoko Taro as the writer of the initial draft, Jin will be in charge of writing the final script, with manga artist Atsushi Ohkubo in charge of character designs and Hiroyuki Shishida of animation studio Unen directing it. Kamiyadabi God App is set to release in October 2023 in Japan. Manga artist Atsushi Ohkubo, which is the guy who did Soul Eater and Fire Force, is well known for being the... Okay, they were already pointing that out. While Hiroyuki Shishida was the director of Knights of Sidonia. Meanwhile, Jin was the original creator for Koguru Project. In addition to these creators, the music production studio, Monica, will be in charge of composing the soundtrack for the series. Fuji also shared a key visual art alongside the trailer. The caption, God, the world is going crazy today. You can check out the teaser trailer for the key visual. Okay, that's not telling me shit, but okay. Yoko Taro confirmed his. Huh?
Sorry. It
No, you go.
sounds like it might be something like Future Diary.
Yeah,
Or
like
was
a
it
survival
Mirai
game.
Nikki? Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. Like, I've been watching the second season of Alice in Borderland lately, so yeah, I'd be completely down for that. Yoko Taro confirmed his involvement and as the original scriptwriter for Kamiyodabi through his Twitter account. However, the confirmation is accompanied by a moment when the Japanese creator got a bit lost in translation. Instead of claiming that he wrote the base story, Yoko Taro mistakenly claimed that he made a base story, which is a commonly used slang to describe something of extremely good quality. Many Twitter users quickly intervene to help him convey his message better. You can check out the fun interaction below. I wrote base story, but Google Translate said base story, which is correct translation, or another word. Sorry about my poor English skill. Yeah, Yoko Taro's fucking awesome. In other news, another news related to Japanese developer 4Game Reset is Saga to Yoko Taro's new mobile game, which allows purifying classic Saga to restore the world to balance. Okay, so we don't know much about it yet, other than the fact that these big guys are involved with it, and that it seems to be doing a survival game thing like Alice in Borderland, Future Diary, and things of that nature. But I am interested because I have liked shows like this, and also I'm a fan of everybody involved, so I'm curious. Plus, it's visually appealing.
For sure.
But that said, you guys have anything else to say?
No.
I mean, if it is something like a survival type game, like I really, really like Future Diary. I have it on Blu-ray.
Yeah, Future Diary's fun.
Yeah, I definitely would check this out. I don't get to watch a lot of anime recently anymore.
I watch a lot of TV shows and movies from East Asia. Like, lately, I've been watching a show called Alice in Borderland. Not sure if you heard of it.
You might have mentioned it once or twice.
It's basically not basically. It is a live-action adaptation TV series of the manga Alice in Borderland, and the show's pretty good. I'm on the second season.
Okay. I think I've heard of it. Isn't it on Netflix?
Yeah, it is.
All right. Yeah, I heard about that. I don't have Netflix right now, but I'm probably gonna get it here soon again, especially with the Gamera Anime coming out.
Yeah, most definitely. And there is I wouldn't be surprised that actually isn't this show. What didn't the trailer also say that this show's being? Oh no, that's going on Crunchyroll. But either way, I am interested in what they can do with it. But that said, unless anybody else has anything else to add, I would like to talk more about this, but there's not much to talk about right now, so I said my piece. What about you guys?
I think I'm good. I don't know what else to say except for all the stuff looks, well, besides aliens, everything looks pretty good.
Yeah, I agree. So, that said, that was it for this episode. Please comment your thoughts down below, and if you enjoyed it, smash this like button harder than Abyss Kaiser is planning to smash Zach Cole after the podcast. Share it around and subscribe. Make sure to hit that bell for notifications to keep up to date on all my future content. Also subscribe to Abyss Kaiser, even though he never fucking uploads. And also check out my good friend Zach Cole's art. He's doing commissions as Cody stated. So yeah, and he does good. Like seriously, look at his profile pic. That's art by Zach himself, and it looks incredible.
That's not by me.
It's not?
No, that's by Tyler Souls.
Okay. Well, I seen your art style, and it's very similar to that. So either way, I seen your work, and it's on par with this. So go and check him out as well. Anyway, this is Gojin the Makai Phantom, leaving the building.
Bye.